Good day, Golden Flowers and Goldenrod. I am Miss Temekia Powell, if you haven't yet noticed. Thank you all for being here on the Spiritual Wellness channel. And we talk a lot about increasing your spiritual wellness and how to incorporate certain spiritual practices that will help bring you to more of your spiritual wellness. So today I'm going to read to you all a little of my own material that I wrote a few years back when I was at one of the darkest spaces in my life. And I hope that you find it quite nourishing for yourself. And if you want to know more, there'll be information for you in the description box. So first and foremost, the introduction. Between these pages, you will learn 3 basic tools to becoming a better you. This book is written to be simple and straight to the point. No big words, no fancy literature. The idea is to show you the simplest way to be your best self for you and everyone that you come in contact with. It's your divine duty to be whole and happy. Also, I am sure that you are at a place in your life where you are possibly desiring more than you are receiving. These 3 key components are simply a reminder to what you already know, but you may not be applying effectively. Effectively and efficiently is actually quite important when you're on this journey. All right, moving on. It is imperative that you keep an open mind and willing to do what is best for you. The choice is yours and it will always be. Welcome to becoming a better you. Your thoughts create your reality, whether you believe it or not. Your actions are a direct reflection of the stimuli that you are receiving via your immediate environment, which is why it's important to add on and enrich yourself with material. Alrighty. Do not be afraid to branch out and expand. Take risks and remain open to the infinite possibilities that awaits you. Temekia's first book, I Married My Rapist, So What?, can also add just as much value to your life by helping you to begin writing your own story, literally, and executing it. So the first chapter is communication. As you can see, very simple read, nothing too major. So, communication. You must be vulnerable and scared as shit. You must be tired of your constant cycles of not getting you the results you desire. You must be willing to be called crazy and bold enough to embrace being different. Effective communication starts with yourself, and it has to be cultivated just like everything else we love. Self-talk is spirit talk, and it's admirably necessary for success on any level. You alone can tell yourself where you will be in 5 years, and you alone are in control of the connections that are made to make it happen. Self-sabotage is much different than constructive and affirmative criticism. A level of value within your skills must be established. If you are lacking confidence in speaking your piece, then you absolutely must begin with being truthful to yourself about your expectations that you have for you and others. It is much easier to see fault in others than to come to terms that all is a reflection of our inner being. Do not be resistant to being original and authentic. Healthy communication first happens when your mind realizes that the relationships, partnerships, friendships you have formed are not serving your highest good, and you deserve better than your current status. This is not to say get rid of your friends and family. It means make sure you are meeting your goal of longevity and genuine interaction. Make sure that the anger or frustration that may arise can be handled truthfully and openly. Communication is not wanting others to listen to your problems and disappointments while offering dogmatic sincerity. It is responding to stimuli that you have lined up because you have created it to be so. Effective communication is about humbly manipulating the perceived issue to resolution with the desired outcome for all parties involved. Adults, however, are pesky, little egotistical snobs that knows best about everything, and someone always have to win. This doesn't have to be anymore. It is perfectly normal to agree to disagree. The trouble begins with a difference of opinion, then morals and egos are challenged. Someone has to be right. Well, both parties more than likely are right from their point of view. When you become empowered in the vision you have for your life, no one will cause you to react in a way that restricts your liberty of happiness and well-being. But first, you must know what happiness is to you. Your body communicates directly to you via sensations, pains, vibrations, illness, and or excitement, and you respond with concern, worry, joy, laughter, and love. These are examples of our most subtle communication. Each conversation and interaction with another gives an opportunity to reflect upon yourself. If ever a person angers or aggravates you, this shows the limitations of your life in that area. Clearly, you wouldn't want to continue a relationship that makes you feel uneasy, anger, or awkward. So for heaven's sake, do yourself a service of your highest honor and communicate the desires of your heart, your fantasies, your fetishes, your flaws, and your perfect imperfections openly, loudly, and to the universe. The life you are living is the life you have created for yourself thus far. Be vigilant enough to be empowered for those around you, whether it's your family, friends, co-workers, or strangers. You could be the one that they look to lead them into their new stages of happiness. Besides, we are here to be of service to each other in one way, form, or another. Personally, I communicate best through writing. For this, I am able to cross out my ego and really sift through the thoughts that are of value and pertaining to my purpose and the work. I speak to myself more than I listen to myself. The mind is a powerful tool, and since birth, it has been trained to be obedient, not creative. Every day, I begin with a list of adventurous duties I partake in, not wanting to, but will. I then read aloud over the list of a few items a few times with conviction, while taking deep breaths as it registers consciously. Thereafter, my movements of the day are only to make the list a successful achievement. You see, the vision is already in place, the distractions are limited, and I am taking control of the health and wealth of my future with the choices that I make now. What happens in the midst of journeying about the day are the most magical moments. Life unravels pathways that were once covered in loads of dust, while excitement showers my aura in magnificent ways. This can also be your truth once you decide to have healthier talks about the vision for your life. It is yours. Create it with love and healthier, constructive talks that empower your purpose and those around you. More of communication. In order for any relationship of any kind to be meaningful, we must first have communicated it with conviction and supreme sincerity in our hearts to live more desirably. They can always be adjusted, and more than likely they will as you continue to consciously be aware of your choices. No one is responsible for our happiness or even understanding us. We are here to be of service to one another with grace and proficiency. It will happen with the practice of improving your communication with yourself. Tips to communicate: affirmations, journaling, free writing, blogging, storytelling, hate letters, better to be written than scream it, love letters, notes of gratefulness, thankfulness, and appreciation. Become an author. Make a habit of speaking your greatness to yourself. Affirmations: I am happy, healthy, wealthy. I add value wherever I am. My empowerment comes from within. Because I speak with peace and confidence, my desires become my reality. I change lives for the better. My family and friends support my motivation. The work I choose makes me feel good about myself. My friends and I communicate with ease and joy. Even disagreements are learning experiences. I learn from my inner wisdom. My self-talk encourages me to remain honest with myself. Effective communication begins with me. And that is chapter 1. See you for part 2 for trust.